Look around your room or wherever you are and look for everything that is blue. Okay, now that you've done that, close your eyes. Keep your eyes closed. Do not open them. Keep your eyes closed. What around your room is orange? It's probably hard for you to tell me. Why is it probably hard for you to tell me? Because you were focused so much on the blue. What was blue, 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 blue? I say that to say that's what we do when we're manifesting things. So you're trying to manifest your dream life. You're trying to manifest your goals, your aspirations, all of these things, but you just don't know how to correctly do it. Or you heard about manifestation, you're not really sure what it is, and you're trying to figure out how all these people say they're manifesting money, careers, confidence, all of these things, because you want to get on in it too. Well, here are the chapters, and I'm going to tell you exactly how to manifest your dream life. Now, first, manifesting is not magic. I think one of the things that gets people to believe it or maybe not believe it is because they think of it as magic. Oh, I'm just going to wish on the star. It is not magic. I say that to say you cannot manifest things that are out of your control. So no, you cannot manifest that $1 million will pop up on your doorstep tomorrow. No, you cannot manifest hitting the lottery. I'm sorry. I say that to say manifesting is not magic. It's not you just wishing upon something that's out of your control, something that essentially you can't do anything to work towards, or it has really no effect by you, and think that you can manifest that thing. It's not gonna happen. I'm sorry. What manifesting is the act of bringing a desire and or goal into reality. I say that to say it is more of a systematic thing. Like I said, it is not wishing upon a star and there you are. No, it's a systematic way of doing things. So it's the act of your goals, your desires, your things, bringing them in and making them reality. And I'm going to bring that up a little bit later, but I want people to understand that like you have to still do things when it comes to manifestation. It's not just, no offense to those people, but eating a grape under a table. Like, I don't know. Some people say it worked for them. Some people said it didn't. I personally don't believe in those kind of things. I look at it as more of a systematic way of going about things, but attracting the things that you want. First, you have to understand you're constantly manifesting. You're always manifesting. The life you live right now is a reflection of your manifestations. I think there's this idea that you have to specifically say something out loud, or you have to specifically do something, and that's how you manifest things. And I want you to know you're manifesting right now, and you've been manifesting for years. So think of the life that you live, the things that you have, the things that you may not have, and understand that's a reflection of your manifestations. And I don't necessarily think manifestations can be good or bad, but I guess you can say you could manifest bad things. You can't. I think sometimes people also think you can only manifest quote unquote good things, but you manifested that relationship, you manifested that house, you manifested that car, you manifested a lot of the things that are in your life right now. And I'm going to explain how you did that. And like I said, you manifested the life that you have now. And I think it's very important to understand manifesting is a conscious thing, but it also is a subconscious thing. We often just focus on the conscious things, the things that we consciously say, we write down, we take pictures of, the vision boards. But you have to understand your manifestations, the life that you have now, are also a reflection of your subconscious thoughts. And a lot of times, I heard recently someone say your manifestations are a reflection of your self-worth. And I definitely do believe that. It's what you believe you deserve. It's how valuable do you think that you are. And I think a lot of times people have to understand you manifest quote unquote bad things in your life and the things that you don't necessarily want in your life because you don't think you deserve more. And even though you may, yes, make a vision board, and yes, you may tell your friends you want this and you may want that thing, but at the same time, you don't manifest that thing because subconsciously there's something inside of you that does not think you deserve that car, that does not think you deserve that house, that does not think you deserve that career. And I say that to say it's very important that when you start manifesting consciously, because you've been doing it subconscious for years, that you let go of your limiting beliefs and you let go essentially of your past. Because a lot of times we manifest quote unquote things that aren't good for our life because the simple fact that we're holding on to our past. We're holding on to the belief that growing up we were told that we never could do this. Or we're holding on to the fact that growing up our life was like this. Or people like us don't get this stuff. Or people like that look like me don't enter in these places and they're not part of these communities. You have to let go of your past and the beliefs that you can't do anything. When you start manifesting, you have to have full self-awareness and you have to have a certain level of confidence that if you can dream it, you can achieve it. Like that's something that you have to understand. If you can dream something, if you can think something, you can achieve something. And if you don't truly think that, if you're only saying it when it's beneficial, we're only putting pretty pictures on your vision board, then you're not going to be able to manifest the life that you want because there's going to be something in the back of your head, your subconscious, which is something that it's harder to control and it's harder to necessarily always know what it's thinking, but you're going to always manifest those kind of bad things because you don't think you deserve those things. And I know some people are going to be like, well, how do I know what my subconscious is manifesting? You often can pinpoint it with your thoughts. And oftentimes the things that you say, if you're constantly saying things such as, oh, well, you just applied to, to a job or something like that. And you're like, well, I don't really think I can get that job. Or let's say you want to apply to college. We're like, I don't think I'm smart enough to get into that school. That just shows your limiting belief. When you're manifesting, you cannot have the idea that you can't do anything. You're not qualified to do anything. And I feel like that definitely happens, especially with women. They've done tests before, like studies, I should say, before. And women, we have a lot more limited beliefs and we're a lot more self-conscious sometimes than men. I say that to say one of the studies that they did was they had a group of women and men, apply to jobs and just look at like the jobs that men will apply to, the jobs that women will apply to, all these other things. Let's say if there's a job application and a woman sees it, if she only has 75%, sometimes even 80%, 75 to 80% of the requirements that are on the job application, she's probably not gonna apply to it because she doesn't think she's gonna get the job because she doesn't feel qualified enough. Because she's like, well, they want this, that. They want 5 years of college. I only have 4 years of college. They want da. I only have this. So she's not gonna apply to the job. While men will apply to the same job with 40% of experience. I say that to say that's half the experience a lot of times that the woman has that doesn't apply because she doesn't think she's qualified enough. And due to his qualifications, the man may or may not get the job. But I say that to say his chances are a lot higher than hers, right? In the sense of you miss all of the shots that you don't take. So if you have this limiting belief that you're not qualified for something, if you have this limiting belief that you cannot do something, no matter if it's because you grew up one way, it's because of your past, it's because of experiences. Sorry about that. You're going to have to let that go when it comes to manifesting and think and believe. Not just think, believe you can do anything you can think. If you can think it, you can see it, you can achieve it. Now, when it comes to actually manifesting, so first, before you start manifesting, you have to get rid of your limited beliefs and you have to get rid of your past beliefs or the things that are holding you back in your past. But when you start manifesting, you have to start with gratefulness. And I know a lot of people have heard this before and they're like, what is with that word grateful? Why do you have to be grateful? When you are manifesting, you are on a certain frequency, right? I say that to say the standard frequency is a sense of gratefulness. Now, if this is the standard, this is the bench line, that means there are things under it and there are things above it. So the things under gratefulness are jealousy, envy, anger. The things that are above it are love, happiness, enjoyment. I say that to say the reason why you have to start with gratefulness is because if you are starting with any frequency that is below that, you feel like you don't even have to be grateful, or not even you don't think you don't have to be grateful. You literally aren't grateful. That means you are doing manifesting on the frequency of being below that. And some people may say, what is with this frequency sequency stuff, right? Now, the way I think about frequencies is just the feeling that you get. It's very hard to specifically describe a frequency or specifically describe a feeling, but I say that to say when you are grateful, there's certain feelings that you can't have, and your feelings are often a reflection of your life and essentially the way that you act. I say that to say if you have a sense of gratefulness, right? You cannot be grateful and be angry. You cannot be grateful and be envious. You cannot be grateful and be sad. I say that to say, because that doesn't make any sense, right? You're like, oh, I'm so grateful for this job, but I'm mad right now. When you have a sense of gratefulness, it's just a sense of, you know what? You're content. It doesn't mean you have to be all the way at the top, but you're like, you know what? I'm grateful for this. I'm calm, I'm cool, I'm collective. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm all over the moon, but I'm grateful for it. It's very hard to be grateful and then be envious, right? To truly be grateful. Because there's some people that may have said that before. I'm grateful for this job, but I wish I was working at so-and-so. Then you're not grateful. Because if you're truly grateful for something, that's kind of like in a sense of you not eating for 3 days straight. You're not eating. All you're doing is drinking water. You're not eating for 3 days straight. Somebody can offer you, some food that you think is nasty right now. Like a food that you're like, I only eat that if I have to. For me, that kind of food is like, me personally, I don't eat fast food. So I really don't eat fast food. I stay away from it. It's not healthy. It makes my body feel bad. All these other things. But if I did not eat for 3 days and I see a McDonald's, I'm ordering a double Big Mac with a double quarter pounder and I'm just grateful. So it's like you can't have the mindset. You truly cannot have the mindset of being grateful and being angry or having these low frequency things. Now, when it comes to frequency, some individuals, like I said, they may believe in it. They may not believe in it. Like I said, it is a feeling and you have frequencies. You just have to think about them. So think about how you feel when you're sad. Think about how you feel when you're angry. Think about how you do things when you're sad, when you're angry, when you're not feeling good. Like imagine somebody, you going into a job interview and you're sad or you're angry compared to you going into a job interview when you're happy, when you're excited, when you have joy. Think about you going on a date with somebody when you're angry. You're like, oh, I don't want to be here. I just want to go. Compared to when you're happy, so some people are like, oh, I don't really believe in frequencies. And that's how I would say to explain them. You always have a frequency in a way that you're expressing yourself, right? So are you expressing yourself? First, you have to start with gratitude when it comes to manifesting things. You cannot start with anything below because then you're just going to exert bad emotions and bad things. And that's why a lot of times I say you've already manifested things. A lot of times when you act on having a frequency of, oh, I just wish I had more. And if I had more, my life would be like this. And I'm sad because of this. And I'm mad because of this. Your life is a reflection for that. You can't even manifest greater things because you don't even have a level of greatness. So you've been manifesting for years a lot of envious things. Your car is a reflection of the envy that you have. Your house is a reflection of the anger that you have. Like, think about it like that. Like, you've been operating on frequencies for years, whether you realize them or not. And so if somebody's like, you know what, but right now, I don't know if I feel joy. Right now, I'm not knowing if I feel happiness. So just start with gratefulness. Just start at the baseline. Just learn and practice being grateful for the things that you have. And like I said before, when manifesting bad things, to help stop that, be aware of a lot of the things that you say, especially out loud, the things that you tell people. Oh, my house, I just wish my house was nicer. I just wish be aware of those things because like I said, they go back to your subconscious. And what does your subconscious do? It acts on a low frequency. It acts like somebody who wish they had a better house. It acts like somebody who wish they made more money. So you can't even manifest better because you're activating and you're working on a low frequency. Another thing to be aware of when it comes to your frequency and your subconscious is your environment. What are the things that you are consuming? The people you are hanging around with, the music you're listening to, the TV shows that you're watching. Like, what are your subconscious constantly manifesting? And a lot of times you also see that in your dreams. That's like when you have a dream about somebody who music you listen to or a TV show you watch. Your subconscious is constantly just a reflection or just repeating a lot of those things that a lot of that music says, the TV show say, all these other things. Now, my thing is also with this, there is a way to go about it. I think there definitely is a way to go about it, because if you're anything like me, you grew up listening to hip hop. If you're anything like me, you know, you grew up watching reality shows. Like that's just how I grew up. And those are just some of the things that I like from my childhood. And I can honestly say, I don't think I will ever not like hip hop. I will never think I will never, well, reality shows I am kind of getting tired of, not gonna lie. But there's certain things from my childhood that are just a piece of me. You get what I'm saying? And I can't get rid of those things. But I also can openly acknowledge and say that hip hop, a lot of it nowadays, can be very detrimental. Like a lot of the music that is like mainstream and stuff like that. And so I think it's also about being aware of the amount that you consume stuff. Like, okay, I might listen to, you know, a rap song, whatever the case may be, or somebody's album or something like that. But I'm more of an 80-20 kind of person. Like 80% of what I listen to, I try to make sure it's aligned with how I think, how I believe. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes 20% life is for cinematic purposes. And I wanted to say that part because I think a lot of times when people are talking about manifesting, they're like, oh, you always have to listen to the right music. You always. And I mentioned it before, when you go back to your old ways, you feel like you relapsed, and then now you start everything over again, and now you're manifesting bad things. But I feel like there's a way to go about it, in a sense of doing it kind of like in an 80-20. You're primarily going in one direction, but every so often life is not meant to be perfect. We're supposed to grow. We're supposed to, and maybe one day you may grow out of that. And maybe one day I don't know. But I say that to say, like, don't have this assumption that you have to completely consume high tech workout content every single day. Like, it's very imperative to be aware of the people that you're following, the people you're engaging with, the people that you get what I'm saying, the content all in all that you're consuming. But at the same time, if you're anything like me and grew up anything like me, like there's certain parts of us that I feel like hip hop is just my culture. Like it's just, and I can acknowledge, and also I say that to say not all hip hop is bad. Not all rap songs are, I don't want to make that kind of statement either. But I can also say a lot of the stuff that is pushed is. So sometimes it's about you being like, you know what, I love hip hop, I grew up listening to hip hop, but let me find some artists that don't push this narrative. Or let me find some, you get what I'm saying, some TV shows that don't push that narrative. Because I feel like sometimes it pushes, there can be bad narrative pushed with things that you grew up on and things that you enjoy. And you're like, wait, no, but I truly like this thing, but I feel like I can't consume it anymore. Sometimes you can just consume it at lesser volumes, and then also in a sense of figuring out, I can still consume this content, but just from a different artist, just from a different network, just from a different, you know what I'm saying, variation of it. But I just wanted to add that little tidbit in there. Now, we are officially starting to manifest specific things. You need to figure out who you want to be and what do you want to manifest. The thing is, you can mess yourself up by manifesting the wrong things. Like I said before, we're constantly manifesting things, and even you can halfway manifest things, right? So you can manifest, I want a newer car, and then you have a 2005 Honda and you get a 2006 Honda. Well, technically that is a newer car. You get what I'm saying? Manifest the person that you want to be. Don't just say, oh, I want to manifest losing 15 pounds. No, I want to manifest being healthy. Because if you're not healthy, you can lose them 15 pounds detoxing, but then you're going to get them right back pretty soon because you're not a healthy person. So I feel like it's very imperative to be very specific with the things that we are manifesting. I actually had a situation happen to me a little while ago when I was trying to manifest a man. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I was doing my little manifestations at night and I tried to manifest a man, but mind y'all, I hadn't thought of yet like the exact kind of man that I wanted and all these other things. So I was like, yeah, I just want to manifest a man, and then I kind of went off of it, and I was like, you know what, tomorrow in my notebook I'm gonna write down specifically the type of man I want. Y'all, that night I had a nightmare. I was in my house, and I was in my house with my boyfriend. And you know in a dream, you just know. Like, I don't know who this man was, but just in my dream, it's like I kind of knew that was my boyfriend. And then he asked me for like $5 or something like that. And I'm like, what do you need $5 for? And then he ended up getting mad at me. Like, you knew when you met me, I live with my mom. And why are you acting like you didn't know I'm broke and all this other stuff? And like, I woke up. It felt like a nightmare because I'm like, whoa. And I realized a lot of us do that. I manifested just a man. And I got that, a man. And I got all the baggage that came with it. Like, a lot of times we manifest things, but we're not specific enough what we manifest, and we get those things. Kind of like growing up, they always said like the genie in a bottle. Like, they always said the genie grants you 3 wishes, but you got to be specific, because if you're not specific, you know, the genie will alter it. Like if you tell the genie, you know, I want to make more money, and then they'll make you like an old, rich, fat white man. And it's like, well, technically you do make more money. It's in a sense of you have to be very specific with your manifestations, because if you're not, you can manifest that thing, but just in the wrong way or the wrong format or just not how you want it. And it's very important to figure out your why. Why do you want to manifest this thing, and why do you want to get that thing? I feel like sometimes that's imperative too, because sometimes we wonder, why am I not getting this thing? Or why is my life not like this? Or why is my life? And I feel like sometimes it's a blessing in disguise. Like the reason why you don't get certain things, or the reason why is because you truly don't want those things. Like, I feel like it's very important to figure out, why do I want to do something? Why do I want this thing? Why would this thing be beneficial to me? Why will it, like, really figure out why you want some of these certain things? Because you can figure out if you really want them or not. Like some of the things that I first manifested, I kind of went back to the drawing board, because when I came to the conclusion, I was like, you know what? I really don't want to manifest this thing. Like, this is not even something that I want. And I thought that I wanted. Going again sometimes with the men, you know, you thought you wanted got a man, certain kind of guy, but in the sense of coming to the understanding that you have to also figure out why you want certain things, and why you want to manifest certain things, and why those certain things will essentially make your life better, if they even will. So when it comes to manifesting things, how are you actually going to do it? So it comes with multiple things, especially visualization. You have to visualize yourself kind of already having those things, kind of already being that person. And the way I think about it is just you walking into that person. It's kind of like my mom always says, I'm a millionaire, I just haven't signed the check yet. Like, you have to envision yourself already as that person, and then you're just walking into it. So how do you do that? First, with different types of visualization, such as we all know, a vision board. A vision board is a great thing to have. So you kind of sometimes have a framework of like how you want things to look and how you want things to be, as far as being specific. Don't just say, I want a bigger house. What do you want your house to look like? I want a newer car. What kind of car do you want? Visualize those things. And then also you can do things such as affirmations. Affirmations are great because they put you in an I am, I have, you know, kind of mindset. So you're looking at it as if I'm already this person. It's not like, oh, I want to be, because a lot of times that's how we talk. Oh, I want to have a new car. I want to. No, I drive a 2024 Benz AMG GLE 63. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I am a wealthy woman. I have $1 million in my bank account right now. Affirmations to yourself. I am strong, proud, and resilient. I think affirmations are great, especially like when you wake up in the morning. You can have little sticky notes around your house, or, you know, maybe you can follow somebody on Instagram or social media that posts daily affirmation quotes, so you can just see them and just, you know, register them in your subconscious. Another thing, the way you manifest things is in your conversations. I feel like that's one thing, and I mentioned it a little bit before, but we don't realize that we're manifesting things, and so we need to start talking as if we are the individual that we already want to be. So if you're going for a job, like I said before, talk as if you already got that job, even if you didn't even get that job yet. If you are going to get your hair done, oh my gosh, my hair is about to look so cute. Do not be like, I don't know how she gonna do my hair. Like, literally manifest the thing that you want. Like, speak it into existence. And another thing is scripting out your life to figure out exactly how you want it to be, similar to how a director or a writer will script out a character. The character is essentially you're just coming into that character. So get very specific. How do you dress? How do you do your hair? What kind of city do you live in? Like I said before, what kind of car do you drive? Like what kind of partner do you have? Like, be very specific about these things and just script it out as if, because your life is a movie. Like I said before, some things are just for cinematic value. Your life is a movie. So write in the character. And if you don't like that movie, change. You're the writer, the director, the producer, the everything. Change it. This is your movie. You're the main character. It could be exactly how you want it to be. Just script it out. And when it comes to manifesting, you really have to, like I've been kind of reiterating before, but you always have to assume the best. Like, always assume that things are going to work out for you the way they're supposed to be. Always assume that you're always going to get things how you want them to be, in a sense of, well, no, not even always how you want them to be, but how they should be. And it's kind of like the sense of the law of attraction, right? The things that you heavily think about, the things that you put into your subconscious, subconscious, the universe reads that and they attract those things towards you. And that's something to essentially be delusional about to a certain extent as well, because I feel like if you do have that thing in the back of your head, like maybe this won't work out, or maybe this, I feel like it's just a sign to the universe that, you know what, maybe it won't work out, maybe it won't. Like, I feel like you do have to have, when you do things, the kind of mindset of like, yes, this will come true, and yes, this will happen for me. But in a sense of you, it has to be things, like I said in the beginning, they cannot be things that are out of your control, such as winning the lottery or $1 million on your doorstep. So another thing I think people have to understand is that the act of manifesting, like I said before, is just attracting a sense the things that your goals and the things that you desire and making them a reality. So that's why I said before, I don't believe like the grapes under the table and all these other things, because to manifest, you also have to work. There is no manifesting without working. So another thing you need to do when you're manifesting, like I said, be specific about things, but break things down. Figure out exactly how you're going to achieve these goals and exactly how you're going to do these things. And I feel like that's very important to understand, because sometimes people think manifesting is just wishing and manifesting is just praying for things. But it's like, no, you're doing things, but then when you do things, you have the mindset and the confidence and the trust in the universe that things are going to turn out exactly the way they're supposed to be. But a lot of people look at it as magic, and I think that's why some people don't even believe in it. And I guess some people may be like, but if it's just me doing things and just me having confidence, then what really qualifies it as quote unquote manifesting? I say it's qualified as manifesting because it's you visualizing the life that you want for yourself. I feel like a lot of times we don't specifically do that. We try to be good, right? We try to be healthier. We try to be smarter. Manifesting is like, no, this is specifically the direction that I want to go into my life. This is specifically what I want the universe to give to me. This is specifically what I want, to happen. So in the sense of, that's why I said you're always manifesting. Like, manifesting is just kind of, in my opinion, figuring out the direction and being very specific about the direction that you want your life to go in and the direction that you want things to come towards you. Because if you're constantly doing things on a low frequency, you're constantly doing things with the act of not being grateful, then it's in a sense of course, that's what you're going to get back. And so you're confused on why you keep getting this thing back, but it's kind of like it's like a cycle. It's going over and over. I'm not grateful for this. I'm so mad about this, and then something happens that makes me even more mad. And then I'm not grateful for this, and you're wondering why it keeps going in a cycle. And it's because you're manifesting that thing. You're manifesting the unhappiness. You're manifesting the ungratefulness, because that's what your subconscious is attracting. That's what you're constantly telling yourself. And of course, as people know, if you're not familiar with, if you keep telling yourself something, you're going to make it true for yourself. So similar to, okay, so we're going to try a little technique, right? I've never really done this before, but let's just do a little technique. And I did not invent this. I don't want people to think I invented this. I just have done it before. So look around your room or wherever you are and look for everything that is blue. Okay, now that you've done that, close your eyes. Keep your eyes closed. Do not open them. Keep your eyes closed. What around your room is orange? It's probably hard for you to tell me. Why is it probably hard for you to tell me? Because you were focused so much on the blue. What was blue, 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 blue? I say that to say that's what we do when we're manifesting things. So much so that there's probably things around your room that weren't necessarily blue. They might have been like a turquoise, or they might have been like just a lighter greenish kind of color, and you kind of labeled it blue because that's what you wanted, because you told your brain, look for the blue, look for the blue, look for the blue, look for the blue, look for the blue. And so that's all your brain saw. So it's similar to manifesting. You're constantly manifesting these things, these bad things, because you're operating on a low frequency. And then you tell yourself, no, but this is just my life. No, but this is just, yeah, because if you're operating in mad and anger and all these emotions constantly, then that's the only thing your eyes are going to see. So there are other things around you, similar to how there is orange around you, but you probably didn't see it because you're manifesting the wrong things. And finally, to end it off, I hope you guys got an understanding of it. I hope that makes sense. And I just want to end it off with just saying manifesting is in a sense of, all in all, trusting in the universe. Trusting in the universe that you will get what you truly want to get out of this thing called life, or like not even want to get, but you should get out of this thing called life, and that things will end up for you the way that you will ultimately be best for you. And the reason why I say will be best for you and the things that you should get is because sometimes we want something. Like imagine how many relationships that you wanted. Imagine what kind of jobs you wanted. There's things that you wanted in your life, and now you're probably blessed that you didn't get those things. Or if you would have gotten those things, you would have completely hated those things. So I feel like it's in a sense of trusting in the universe of like, even if this situation didn't end up the way I thought it was going to be, or my life didn't end up the way I thought it was going to be, as long as I'm manifesting good things and I have the mindset that I'm attracting all good things and I'm working towards those good things, and I have, a framework for these things, and I know the direction I want to go in, I'm going to attract these good things, because in the previous, little exercise we used, that's all I'm seeing. So there always are going to be bad things going on. There always are going to be, that different color, the orange things going on. But if you're so focused on the good things, you're so focused on the blue, there could be so many things going on in your life, and you're just like, oh, I didn't even know. And it's not you being oblivious of those things. It's just you're not operating on that frequency. You're not operating on that kind of mindset. So you get the results of the frequency that you're operating on, because the universe says, you know what? She could handle this. You know what? He could handle this. But a lot of times the universe also hasn't given you nothing because you don't trust in it enough, and they truly don't think, the universe thinks you can handle these things. Like a lot of times we do say, we want these things, and we aspire to have these things, especially when it comes to wealth, right? Everybody says how they want more money and they want this and they want that. One thing a lot of people don't know, you get more money, that's more taxes. And a lot of times people who've been working 9 to 5s their entire life, they're used to getting W-2s, which is essentially where during tax time, you get taxes given back to you. I remember my first year being a content creator, I had to pay taxes, because a lot of times when you're doing content creation stuff, they don't get taxes taken out. I had to pay taxes, thousands of dollars in taxes, y'all. I was like, what? I wasn't expecting this. And I say that to say it's the same thing. And I made a decent amount of money, but it's not like I made millions of dollars. And I say that to say you wish you had millions of dollars. You wish you had all this money, but similar to like that whole tax season little analogy or whatever, a lot of times you're not ready for that. Like even if you were given that thing that you said that you wanted, or you've been crying for, you've been, oh my gosh, I wish I could have, your life will be flipped upside down and you will wish you never had it. Like a lot of people who win the lotto, who end up years later working back their 9 to 5 because they lost all of that money. You know how many of those people owe the IRS? Some of the people probably right now, like, I wish I never even won the lotto. My life probably would have been better, because now I'm trying to figure out how I pay all these people back money I owe them. I say that to say, and those are just like specific analogies, I know, but sometimes the universe is not giving you something because you're not ready for it. So that's why I said it's imperative to figure out your goal and break down your goal to prove to the universe, and also prove to yourself that you can handle this thing, but then also understand that sometimes something better is coming. We are so, we're so big on results. We need to see results to motivate us to go to the gym. We need to see results to motivate us to keep posting. We need to see results to, to do all these things. But at the same time, you have to understand, like, there could be something better coming. There could be something better at the end of the tunnel, but it's like, I don't know if you ever saw the analogy of the little cartoon of this guy that was digging for a diamond, and he was digging, and he stopped because he was like, you know what, it must not be here. And literally the diamond was one dig away, and it was a huge diamond, the diamond same size as him. And I say that to say sometimes your diamond is still coming. Sometimes your diamond is just one post away. It's one, one course away. It's right there, but we're so focused on, I have to see a result. And so the universe is like, well, I'm trying to give you something bigger. You're like, no. I want this small little house with a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. And the universe is like, but I can give you a 12, a 12-bedroom house with 10 bathrooms. And you are so focused on that little house. Not saying that's a little house, but in perspective, you're so focused on that little house that you're mad at the universe, because the universe, it can't say to you specifically, I'm trying to give you better, but it's trying to give you better. And I say that to say, manifest good things, right? And how do you manifest good things? You have a goal, you have a framework for the things that you exactly want to do, you envision your life how you exactly you want it to be, and then you do the necessary work to get there, and you trust in the universe that it's gonna do what's necessary to help you get to where you need to be. So thank you guys so much for watching my video. I hope you guys got something out of that. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're comfortable enough, comment below anything you may be manifesting in this season.